Alright viewers, welcome back to the D64 tutorial in the Viper. Today we're covering seed using both the harms own onboard sensor as well as the HTS pod. So, to bring this up, first we're going to air-to-ground mode with either 2 or pressing the button on the UFC. Then we will ensure both cheek stations are powered. That will power the targeting pod and the HTS. Next we'll turn on the harms with the power on button there on the FDOSB. Now let's bring up the corresponding sensors that we need. So we'll have the TGP on the right page, and on the left page we'll bring up the head, which is up here. I'll also put the weapon display here for the harm. Now then, I know we are after an SA5, so I can go onto here, OSB2, and select the table we want, which will have an SA5 on it. This will filter contacts to just show what we want. So we just need to select, okay, is that a 5 or an S? No, that's not it. 10 BBS. I'm hoping that is, oh no. Okay, well I will have a look at that. Because that should be there. Anyway, so if you see the SAM you want, you will simply select it on here, and it'll just filter for that SAM. Yeah, that's interesting. Table 1. So then you also have different modes. You can either have POS, HAS, or DL is not functional. So HAS is, I believe it works similarly to how the Hornet's TRO mode works. So you find the emitter on here, then lock it up and it'll fire. POS is like the pre-brief mode. That will find the target, or it'll fly to the location you tell it to fly, and then it will hit the target. You also have different modes here: equation of motion, RUK, and PB. These are different. These are all different precise modes. They all work differently. I'm gonna be honest though. I do not use the harm this way, which is why I'm a bit unfamiliar with it. I know in theory how it works, and I can use it. However, as you will see, the head is the much better way of doing things, which I will show you now. So I'll bring the HSD up on the right page. You see the SA5 threatening right ahead, 190 miles away, so I'm just going to keep on burning until we get in range of that. Master arm on. Do we have ECM? I believe, yeah, we have ECM. Okay, so we turn the ECM on, press all these buttons down here, set it to operate. There we go, it's transmitting, set back to standby, just so we don't run out of now. To make it transmit, you press countermeasures switch down. That's not to be confused with depress though, it's down, not depress. Now, what will happen when the SA5 locks us is the harm acquisition device will attempt to triangulate the location of the SAM using its onboard sensors and the INS to the plane. Obviously, it's going to be quite inaccurate, which you'll see about there when we lock something up in the head. You'll see a PGM and a number. That goes from 5 to 1, with PGM 5 being the most inaccurate and PGM 1 being the most accurate. It's worth noting that PGM 1 is only attainable using data link triangulation, so you have multiple Vipers triangulating the location of a SAM using their own heads. Using just my own head, I can only get a PPM of 2, which is still accurate enough to launch harm. But it won't be as precise as PGM 1, of course. I'm going to increase altitude a bit, so the radar has the easier time finding us. Let's go on to attitude hold. Just going to fast forward here a bit. Okay, so we're within the threat ring of the SA-5. It'll be unlocking us any second, hopefully. I'm just going to altitude hold, just build some more speed. And now I will just again speed them until we get a ping from the SA-5. Can we pause here? Okay, so we are getting returns from search radars from the SA-5 site, so I'll lock those up. I use the DMS down to select the screen, and then select the target we want. You see PGM5 there under CNTL PGM5. That means the head is attempting to train location, but it's very inaccurate due to the beam. If you see that kind of shape there, almost circular, that is showing the weapon employment zone of the harm. If you want to zoom in to have a close look at multiple SAMs clustered together, we can press the middle top OSB. I'll put it into expanded mode and expanded 2. But we don't need that currently because they are not that close together. I'm just going to wait until the actual targeting radar comes along, so let's go fast forward. Okay, there. Okay, so the SA-5 has locked on. Let's go and active pause. Okay, there. So that red number indicates the radar's locking us. Let's go and lock it. Okay. The radar is a little bit away from where it thinks it is. You see, the cross is a little bit kind of south of where it should be. Let's look at with the TGP. So we'll go into TV, expanded mode. Okay, so it's becoming more accurate. What we got? Still PGM5. Okay, that's the launch warning. Okay, so I am going to fire a harm and then crank to the right. That wasn't exactly accurate, however, it might still track because the actual radar is transmitting and it should be able to follow that. Let's go and descend to defend. Okay, we should be safe from it now. I wonder how that harm's doing.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. Altitude.
Okay, we're clean. We have evaded lock of the SA-5. We still have it locked on the head. Okay, you've got PGM-2, so that is as accurate as it'll be, so I can take a shot now and the missile would know where to get. I'm just gonna go altitude holds and see how the harm's doing. Yep, so going in. Is that going to the right place? Okay, it's going to the right place, yep. I'm just gonna get locked up again purposely to give the harm something to track. Currently it's operating on INS, but it does not know where the SAM is anymore because it, yep. Okay, so it's transmitting again, the harm can now track it again. Yeah, it's pretty close, that's fairly close, yeah, okay. Now, there is a shell rad there which will intercept my missile. I was doing more fuel than I thought, oh, whoops. Must have been all the fast forwarding I was doing, oh well. Anyway, so I'm just gonna clear that. Of course, if this was a real mission, I would be more mindful of fuel. Let's go and look in, okay, so it's diving towards target. Is it tracking though? Yep, so it's diving pretty fast. That should be, I think that might be too fast for an SA-19 to intercept actually. Let me go I'm kinda curious what will happen. Yep, so there's the SAM, right there you can see it on the ground. And impact. Yes, target destroyed. Okay, I'm gonna now you fire a second missile against the SA-19 in the position mode. So I'll go to table 2, select 19. And now what this should do is it'll fly to waypoint 1, which I have selected. I'm just gonna cursor 0 there. Okay, cursor 0. Then what I will do I will wild weasel for the harm. It's fine now. Okay, so obviously, I guess the issue with using the harm's own sensor is well, it's not as good as the hand because it's less accurate. It's also less useful if you don't know the exact location of the SAM. Of course, being this is a training mission that I have made myself, I can just put targets where I want them, and put a waypoint where they are, and I know exactly where the targets are. You normally don't have that luxury in a mission, so something to keep in mind. I'm gonna climb to aggro the SA-19 so I can. What's that locking? Okay. So what else you can do is if you press this middle OSB here, you can change where the harm's sensor is looking. So I don't know, that might be useful. Just as an additional note, these green symbols means the radar has stopped transmitting. That could either be because the radar has been destroyed, like in the SC5's case, or it's just turned itself off, like in the search radar's case. You don't really know which one's which, so that's why it's good to have a targeting pod to do BDA on pre-planned attacks. So it's looking for the SA-19 to aggro onto me. Okay, there we go. It's locking me now. So I'm going to go into the weapon. Oh, you see, okay, so you see that? 19 on the harm. Let's go lock it up. Okay, we've got lock symbology. We're in range. And let's fire. I'm going to pull up, loft it a bit. Okay. Oh, it's actually fired at me. Okay. Oh. Oh, God, oh, God. That was lucky. Okay, I think they intercepted the harm. We go check. Okay, no, my harm did actually hit. Okay, the harm hit. Oh, and the reason, yes, the search radar turned up is actually because the search radar was hit in the splash damage of the first harm that I fired, so that's good to know. Alright then, so that is how to use the harm with both the head and as a standalone weapon in, or not, if you want to not use the head, if say if you're doing like a role-playing, like, I guess like a Gulf War, like a 1980s situation maybe. Obviously they didn't have the head, so that's why you wouldn't use the head. And it is important to know how to use it without it. So in any case, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Patreon, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Be one, signing off.